Okay, this is your homework video for Monday, October 26th. And we're just going to talk about one-step equations. And I know you did these in 6th grade. So this is kind of review. One-step equations. And you're going to have a bunch of them to solve in the accompanying quiz for this. All right, so there are a couple different things. First of all, we have addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And in order to solve equations, we are going to do opposite operations on both sides. Now, you guys may have learned this using like a scale, keeping everything equal. But for one-step equations, it's really not that bad. All right, so let's get this back where it should be. So let's do x plus 3 equals 7. And I want to know what x equals. So we're going to do opposite operations on both sides. So the opposite, and I guess the other thing I need to say is the whole point of everything you're doing algebraically is to isolate the variable. You'll hear this a lot in 8th grade, I believe. Isolate the variable. Isolate means get the variable all by itself. So this needs to be all by itself. So the thing that's keeping this from being by itself is this positive 3. The opposite of positive 3 is negative 3. But I have to do it on both sides. Now if you put a positive 3 and a negative 3 together, that makes a 0. And my x is now happily all by itself. Then I got to clean up whatever mess is over here. So in the end, x will equal 4. So that's a one-step equation with addition in it. All right, let's do a one-step equation with subtraction. So x minus 10 equals 30. So I want to isolate my variable, and my variable is x. I need this to be all by itself. The thing that's keeping it from being by itself is this negative 10. So I'm going to use opposite operations on both sides. And in this case, that's going to be positive 10. Because the opposite of negative 10 is positive 10. But I have to do it on both sides. These two together make a 0. So now my x is all by itself. And I clean up whatever mess is over here. So that means in this case, x equals 40. All right, let's do a one-step equation with multiplication. So 6x equals 36. All right, again, I have to isolate my variable. I have to get x all by itself. And right now, this 6 is keeping it from being by itself. This operation is sometimes hard for younger people to spot. It's multiplication. Remember we talked about a coefficient next to a variable's multiplication? So I have to do the opposite of that. I have to divide both sides by 6. And every fraction is a division problem. So I'm hoping you can see this. I hope you also remember that any number over itself is 1. So I just made a big 1. And I've also told you mathematicians are lazy and they don't write their 1s. So now this is gone. I don't have to have that anymore. My x is all by itself. I clean up my mess, whatever's over here. And 36 divided by 6 is 6. So that's how you do a multiplication one. Let's do a division one. X divided by 3 equals 9. All right, so again, I need to get my x all by itself. This is keeping my x from being by itself, and it is division. Every fraction is a division problem. So I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to multiply. And I'm hoping that you can see this ends up being 3x over 3, because that's a 1. And that's a 1, so x is now happily by itself. I clean up whatever's over here, 27. And that's how you do all 4 types of one-step equations.